Hi, this is Javi with Javi's Woodshop, bringing you my weekly series titled Business Tips for the Entrepreneur. This is episode 3, How to Set Up Successful Goals. In this episode, I'll help you set up successful business and personal goals and help you create a successful plan to implement steps to reach your goals. First and foremost, there are a few things you should know about goal setting. There's a difference between a goal and a task. Tasks are actions. They are not necessarily goals in and of themselves. Merriam-Webster defines a goal as the end toward which effort is directed. Here's an example of a goal Uncle Wilbur set for himself. I'm going to be rich, thinner, and good-looking. Now, some of you may think that's a successful goal, but it barely scrapes the surface of successful goal setting. It's like saying, someday I'm going to visit Europe. It's not a SMART goal. If you've been around any business course or motivational speaker, you've heard of SMART goals. If not, here's a crash course. SMART is an acronym to help you properly create your goals. It's a certain criteria. There are many different people defining SMART in many different ways. I like to use significant, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and time-sensitive. SMART. With different business courses, and in the past I've heard specific, strategic, meaningful, motivational, actionable, acceptable, achievable, relevant, reasonable, rewarding, results-oriented, time-based, time-bound, timely, tangible, trackable. Some people have even added ER to make smarter goals. There are many different twists. I'll be defining the method I've used successfully on numerous occasions. S, significant. Make sure your goal has value. Think hard about why you want that goal. If it's not significant to you or your company, you're far less likely to desire to put any effort into it. Motivation is a powerful tool to achieve any goal. Uncle Wilbur set a goal in his business to sell more t-shirts. Unfortunately, his business went bankrupt because it sold car parts. Make it significant. Number 2, M, measurable. Your goal needs a specific way for you and your company to know that the goal has been reached. In a football or a soccer game, there is a well-defined, measurable goal. When the ball crosses this goal, the objective is reached and the team scores. Otherwise, it would be called, hey, let's kick and throw the ball around. Number 3, A, agreed upon. Now, this only applies if you need a small consensus in your company. For personal goals or a one-person business, this rarely applies. The company managers, directors, and sometimes a small staff may be called upon to agree on the direction or ultimate goal in which to lead the company. If the group or company is too large, an agreeable consensus is rarely found. The goals often shift and they're seldom achieved. But we're not here to talk about how government functions. Number 4, R, realistic. Make your goal realistic. If you set a goal of losing 70 pounds a week or becoming a millionaire overnight, you're looking for failure. Uncle Wilbur decided he wanted to be more handsome. Short of major reconstructive surgery, in his particular case, he wasn't likely to succeed or achieve that goal. Number 5, T, time sensitive. This is an important part of goal setting if you truly want your business or personal life to move forward in any discernible manner. You need to set a time for your set goal. When Uncle Wilbur was 15, he wanted to tour Europe. Now that he's much older, he actually set a hard and fast goal to tour Europe. Unfortunately, he never set a time or a date for that goal, so he will succeed in wanting to tour Europe all his life as opposed to touring Europe. Poor Uncle Wilbur. Enough of the rules. Now comes the fun part, setting the goals. You may tell yourself, but I can't decide. There are too many things that I want. I want my company to succeed. I want to travel the world. I want to see all the states. I want to visit the largest ball of twine in Minnesota. Sure, you may have multiple goals, but at this point, choose. Choose what you want and when. Prioritize your goals. Put them in order of what's most important to you and your company. First, let's start with your business goals. Imagine you're standing in your business 5 years into the future. Where do you see it? How did you get here? What type of income are you making? How much did you make last year? How much did you make on your third year? On your first? When you're sitting in the future making these past predictions, keep in mind that most businesses do not increase their income linearly. In other words, you could be making $250,000, $250,000 a year on your fifth year, but you only made $5,000 that first year. Because spreading the word and building clients takes time and grows exponentially. Well, now that you have an idea on how to formulate goals 5 years out, 3 years out, and even 1 year out, a general idea, let's work on your immediate 3-month or quarterly goals. And this also applies to the personal goals. Many roads lead to Rome, as they say, but realistically, to get there, you must choose one. There are millions of ways for you to achieve any one of your goals. The only secret is to choose a path and stick to it. You may find a direct path, or the path may wind back and forth. You may find obstacles to overcome. You may find others who have taken the path and know a shortcut. You will adapt as long as you have the short-term goal in mind and in focus. Once there, you may choose a different direction. That is completely up to you. But know this, the goal was reached and the progress was made. Now choose 2 business goals based on the criteria I mentioned earlier, and choose 2 personal goals. You may feel you want to and can accomplish more, but most people feel comfortable enough with a maximum of 3 or 4 major goals in a 3-month period. I've found this method to be simple and a valuable formula for success in my personal and my business life. Take a piece of paper, create a column on the left for your dates, and the next columns will be your 3 or 4 quarterly goals. On the date column, starting with next week's Monday's date, write the next 13 Mondays in order. 52 weeks divided by 4 is 13. Now, take a separate piece of paper, write down the most important goal, and break it down into smaller goals, steps, or tasks. Divide it into 3, as there are 3 months in the quarter. Now that you have a manageable list of monthly tasks or goals, you can break them down even further into weekly goals, and you have immediate deadlines and a clear path on how to reach your goal once you write them down in the column. You may find the tasks unreasonable or unrealistic, and you may wish to change your goal. If you find that you only need a month, on the other hand, or a couple of weeks to complete a goal or task, not to worry, write it down. We have more than one goal, so the others may take up more time, and some may take up less. Better to succeed in a task and create momentum than to overwhelm yourself and give up entirely. Take it from the voice of experience. Set up all your tasks for the rest of the goals for the quarter, and there you have it. Let me share one final piece of advice. You may choose to use a computer or a spreadsheet for convenience and always keep the data with you on your phone. Regardless, it is important to handwrite the goals on a piece of paper. The act of writing greatly impacts your odds of success. There are proven studies on written goals or tasks and the effects on the subconscious. Writing the goals down, you're considerably more likely to succeed in accomplishing them. You're not just writing them, you're creating physical electrical signals between both hemispheres of your brain, which essentially help cement the decision to move forward with your goals. Likewise, if you have that paper readily visible at a location where you're always looking, you're also more likely to succeed. I hope you found this information helpful. If so, spread the word. Link or share this video to others who may need that extra boost in setting or achieving their goals. Next week's business tip, creating an elevator speech. How have you been? What do you do for a living? These are 2 questions that most of us here are asked quite often, but despite that other people ask, no one wants to hear a soliloquy on your life story. Informing others succinctly on how you are, what you do, or what you sell is an important part of interpersonal and business skills. Stay tuned. This is Javier Unzueta with Javi's Woodshop. As always, feel free to comment and ask any question, and I'll do my best to answer them promptly. Please subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful week.